Hoi there, it's Skyward Shield, and today we'll be looking at two items that are used for similar reasons: Breastplate of Valor and Genji's Guard. The point of this video is to show the differences with the two, and when/why you should pick these items up. This isn't a which one is better indefinitely, since they serve completely different purposes. We'll be comparing their individual stats. Then, why they're picked up for almost all classes, and for classes like Warriors and Guardians, what items should be picked up to make up for the other type of defense. Now then, let's take a look at the more picked up item of the two, Breastplate of Valor, or BOV as I'll shorten it up as throughout the video. It costs 2,300 gold and has 75 physical protections, 300 mana, and 20% cooldown reduction. Genji's Guard, on the other hand, costs 2,200 gold and has 80 magical protections, 10% cooldown reductions, and 20 MP5. It also comes with a passive. When you take magical damage from abilities, your cooldowns are reduced by 2 seconds. This can only occur once every 30 seconds. So Genji's is 100 gold cheaper and offers a bit more protections in its side than BOV. However, BOV has 10% more cooldown than Genji's and gives a flat 300 extra mana compared to 20 MP5, which is another subject for another day. However, the passive should be noted as an asset as well. For now, let's move on to when you should pick these up. For a mage, BOV is the one you'll always be taking unless you're Hades, which then you can maybe consider Genji's. And even then, you might take Chronos Pendant over BOV. It also has 20% cooldown reduction, but also has 75 magical power and 25 MP5. If you're worried about Tread, you may want to build Warlock Sash, which if fully stacked grants a extra 300 HP to the other 300 that comes standard with Warlocks. Mages will build BOV only if there's more than one ADC on the enemy team or an assassin or warrior that can also shred or wipe them out fast. And with the recent trend of seeing ADCs in mid lane, BOV may get picked up for some of them too. Mages, however, probably won't build Genji's Guard like you think, since they typically lane against other mages. Most assassin junglers, and especially ADCs, typically don't get defensive items, so they can focus on quickly 100 to 0ing an enemy before they have a chance to get bursted out, since they're just too squishy. I'll use one jungler as an example here, and that's Thor. Thor typically gets BOV along with Jotun's Wrath, so Genji's might not be ideal. He'd rather get a Bulwark of Hope anyways. Some other assassins, like Nemesis, might get something like Mental Discord, which has become very popular amongst assassins. But here is where we get more in depth. Warriors almost always build cooldowns so they could have their skills ready more often to help in team fights, laning, etc. We'll use a god that I not only play frequently, but also know is highly dependent on cooldowns. Sun Wukong is typically builds a CD item like Jotun's Wrath or BOV first, and chain them both for max cooldown, but is sacrificing 10% extra for a passive worth it? For Warriors, their cooldown items of choice are pretty much dependent on what the enemy team comp is. If it's a typical team where you have one of each class, you take Breastplate. Or if the enemy team is mostly magical, like say they have an Ao Kuang jungle or a mage ADC like Sol or Chronos, you may want to pick up Genji's. Another consideration is if you are in the Soul lane and you're going up against a mage or guardian instead of another warrior, like a Chunga, Hades, or Bacchus, for example. You might want to rush Genji's, or the other item most warriors prefer, Bulwark of Hope. Bulwark gives 60 magical protections, 200 health, and 20% CC reduction along with a passive. When you take damage and are below 30% health, you gain a shield with HP equal to 150 plus 10 per player level for 20 seconds. Can only occur once every 60 seconds. Between the two magical items, Bulwark offers health in return for the 20 protections Genji has, and the passive gives you a 30% reservoir of HP at your disposal, which, should be noted, cannot save you from execution. It's up to you as to which you think will serve you better in the long run, and if you're going up against a magical attacker, Genji's will have the passive serve you well, since you're no doubt going to be hit by their magical attacks as you either engage them in combat or are trying to clear lane. This item especially helps you if you have certain spells like escapes or your ultimates on cooldown, as the 2 seconds can very much make the difference in a team fight if you can get it 2 or more seconds sooner. As for Guardians, they don't build too much cooldown as they take tanky items that help them as well as their team. But certain Guardians like Khepri or Athena may want cooldown since their ults are very utility based, and in Khepri's case, whose ult can save the life of an ally, the more you have that on standby, the more you can help in a team fight. Now I saved this part that I wanted to say about warriors earlier, since you could apply this to Guardians as well. So let's say, like Khepri or Sun Wukong, you may build BOV first. That's only physical protections. If you want to be more tanky, you'd want more HP as well, which neither BOV or Genjis have. Your best bet is to follow this up with something else that provides more HP. So going off the last example, you'd want to get Bulwark of Hope to make up for it. Or if you want something that has balance, Hide of the Urchin can also give you some protections along with bonus stacks, but HP. But should you choose Genji's Guard first and need physical protections, you'll want to go with something like Sovereignty if you want to help the whole team in a team fight. Mystical Mail if you're a god who sticks and wants to be something like a bully, like my Athena for example. One item that I would say is good for Ares in particular is Witchblade. It just got a buff, and if you add in Ares' passive, this item now makes it good to counter ADCs. You will, however, need to use other items to work on the lack of HP, so reinforced shoes may be picked up early. And of course, the other HP items I mentioned earlier would be nice. Of course, what would work with each god is up to you and how you play them. But I do hope this video helped give you some insight on how you can chain these items with others to help you not only sustain, but also provide more help in the overall fight. And to those who never knew about Genji's Guard, I hope you try it out in the proper situation and see if it works with you. So, the whole point, again, the point of this video wasn't to really say which one is better between the two, because we all know of Breastplate and what it can do, but some people use it not for the wrong reasons, but they won't be utilizing it in a way that would be best, especially if you're playing a tank. If you're playing a squishy, then go ahead and get Breastplate. You're doing it for the obvious reason. But someone who needs to worry about surviving and becoming a nuisance or be an aggressor, you will want to have something to help keep you alive even further. Which this is the problem with something like this for say HP. But anyway, I think I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. I think that will do it for this video. So feel free to comment any suggestions, or if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below, as well as suggesting new topics for me to discuss and such. Anyway, I'll see you guys in another video.